Welcome to our Spirituality and Aging podcast. And I hope you've been joining us all along because we have lots of helpful tips. We think that things that have helped us that we think will help you. And we're looking forward to sharing more today. I'm Chris Jensen.
I'm Kathy Taylor.
Welcome. So today we're talking about the secret thieves who take our energy. So let's talk about that just a little bit. Do you ever find yourself feeling tired or even exhausted on a day when you didn't actually do much at all? Perplexed about why you can't seem to get your stamina back? Most people don't realize it, but every thought and every feeling takes energy. Every thought or feeling is like blasting out a shot of our energy reserves. And the more intense our thoughts and feelings are, the more energy we drain. If you're angry or frustrated, you're draining a lot of energy, you're fearful. But even on a regular day where nothing is going wrong, you're draining energy every thought or feeling. So would you like to know how you could stop losing your life force through thoughts and feelings?
Yes, I would.
Good.
I know I do that.
Want to increase rather than decrease your stamina? Keep listening to this podcast because we've got lots of helpful tips for you. I want to give you some examples, things that take our energy. Concerns about family members or friends. That's, it's just normal. I mean, you wouldn't be human if you didn't have those concerns.
Yeah.
Or, stresses about finances or relationships. We all have those, I mean, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't have any stresses in the week. We have worries about the economy, the pandemic, elections, the world. All of these things bombard us. Or if nothing's bothering us, if we don't seem to have any concerns or stresses, which is rare, but maybe we don't, then our mind will often become restless and just jump from one thought to another, even when there's nothing stressing us. So what we wanted to share today are some ways to consolidate our energy rather than letting it be drained by every thought and feeling. Some days are worse than other days. In the days where you're just having a lot of worries or concerns or stresses, and there are valid things that cause these problems. And if you're angry or frustrated or hurt, your feelings are hurt. On those days, it's very nice to start out with a simple thing called the star pose. And Kathy's going to stand up and do
I'm going to. I don't know if you can see me. I don't know. My chair's in the way here. I'll try to give you some room.
Well, I figured that, yeah, there you go. So she's standing, her legs are apart, her arms are out, her palms are facing up. And that's all you do. That's the star pose. And the idea in this pose is that if you do this for 3 minutes or 5 minutes, what will happen is there's an energy at the base of our spine. It tends to move up and it tends to put us into a very calm, centered place so that the thoughts aren't going boom, 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 with lots of feeling energy behind it. Now, if your arms get tired, 3 minutes or 5 minutes is a long time for you, just lower them down and then bring them back up. So, very simple thing to do. Try it. And you don't have to believe a word I'm saying about it. Thank you, Kathy.
It's very grounding. It's grounding. I can feel my energy grounding into the earth, kind of.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what should happen. And you don't have to believe anything I'm saying or anything Kathy's saying. Try it. Just try that. That's a great thing. Or, another thing you can start off with is just trying to relax your body. Because when we have all those thoughts and feelings we have put tension in our body, and it's a vicious cycle. The tension creates more thoughts and feelings. So if we can relax the body a little bit, that'll help to calm down. So you can just lie down on the floor, have your legs about 12 to 18 inches apart, your arms at your sides, palms up. We call this Savasana in yoga. It's basically lying on the floor in a very comfortable position. And you want to just start at the bottom of your body, at your feet. Try to relax your feet, and then your legs, your hips, and just work all the way up your body to the top of your body and just try to relax. Just try to let go for a short period of time. It may be hard for you if you've never done anything like that before. So I would recommend the star pose and then trying the deep relaxation, but or the just the relaxing, or use a deep relaxation audio or video. We've got some. We do have some of those, I think, on our website, but it's just important way to shift gears.
Yeah. If you've never experienced Savasana, you definitely should go to the website Chris is talking about, yogacenter.org, and go to the YouTube links where you'll find an example of Savasana so they can walk you through it and you really have a deep experience of it.
Yeah, I think you'll find that it makes a big difference.
Oh.
And so that right there, you'll find yourself with more energy just from doing that, because it's going to instantly calm down those thoughts and feelings. And there's a really nice meditation practice that no matter how busy your mind is, you can do this and it will help you. It'll help you to just get the thoughts and feelings at least moderated, so they're not taking so much energy. We call it the practice of being in the now. Most of us spend zero time in the now. We're always thinking about something in the future or something in the past. I think psychologists say that by age 75, most people have spent about 5 hours in the now in their whole life.
Whoa, what?
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
That's scary.
It's really scary. It's really scary.
Shit.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Yeah.
So we'll try this practice together, and then you try it on your own, particularly, like I said, if you're having a day where there's a lot of, intense thoughts and feelings, try to do the star pose or Savasana first, and then try this meditation practice. Or you could just do the meditation practice, but I think those other things help. So for this now, let's try. We're just going to do a couple minutes, and I'll talk you through it so you'll know what the steps are. So we're going to close our eyes, and we're going to just watch our thoughts and feelings. Just try to watch them. And if a thought comes up about the past, a memory or whatever, try to just shed it, let it, like a water rolling off a duck's back, and just say, the past is dead. Just try to let it go. So we're going to do that for a minute or so. Just any thought of the past that comes up, try to say, the past is dead, or past is gone, past. And just try to let it go. We're only doing this for a minute to just let the past go, and then we'll do the next step. Okay, now, if a thought of the future comes up, try to shed that.
That's exactly what I did. Oh, I can't think about the past. Hell, let me just plan for the future.
Now, when a thought of the future comes up, you want to say the future hasn't happened yet.
Oh, no.
Or just future, just label it and try to shed it. So we're shedding thoughts of the past and the future. But now we're working on the future. So we're going to do that for a minute. Any thoughts of the future? If, as you release these thoughts of the past and the future, if there's a moment of pause or peace between the thoughts, appreciate that. Okay. You can open your eyes and come back. So that's the practice of being in the now. If you can be in the now, those thoughts and feelings calm down immediately. Immediately.
Yeah.
How was that for
Can I
you?
just can I just say my ego is a total rascal. So I let go of the past. Okay, I'm thinking about the future instead. I could work with that. Then you tell me let go of the future, and I'm like, what the heck am I supposed to be doing in here? And my ego just wants to like get up and poke the bear, like, let's make some trouble. I don't like all this quiet stillness nonsense. No, seriously, that still happens after all these years. So
But
I
that's
just want to laugh at myself, and just go, okay, I know who that is. I'm just
that's a really good point. That's a really good point because that's what happens,
yeah.
And but you want to persist. Like I only had us do a minute in each place. We did it for a total of 3 minutes. But if you spend a little time on this, I mean, it's amazing because what will happen is you will get comfortable with that pause in between the thoughts, which gets very peaceful. And I mean, it can even become blissful and with a feeling of ecstasy.
Okay,
But
that's a good point. Wait a minute. So what the pot, and this might really help somebody who is listening or actually watching us on YouTube being so goofy. But the the pause when it comes up feels so good that it can make you like me goofy. Like that feels so good. What am I supposed to do with that?
yeah,
That feels so peaceful, and I really like that. And now I'm smiling, and so I want to do something about that. You know what I mean? Like I'm having reactions to that, so I'm not able to necessarily sit with the pause. Well, I can now because I know how to get past that goofy part. But there's a part of me that is just so excited that it feels so good.
Yeah, which is great. You just want to appreciate it. Just appreciate the
Just go
pause.
into like gratitude, and that'll calm that down a bit.
Yeah. Appreciate, the pause and the goodness of it, and that will grow. The pause will grow.
Okay. That's
Will
important to know.
grow,
Yeah.
and you will be amazed. I mean, when it comes to energy, you'll be absolutely shocked at how much more energy you have
When
when
you
you
can
aren't
stay in that pause.
spending it in all these thoughts and feelings. Literally, they are like little torpedoes of energy going out from you all the time, especially when they're really intense. So you can do a great favor to yourself by just taking that little bit of time in the day. And, I know when things are very intense, it's hard to want to stop and even just get into the wrestling with it. But just remember this, come back to this podcast
Yeah.
and go through that process. You'll be amazed. You'll be so happy with all the energy you have that you want to keep doing it.
But I'm looking and focusing on this, at first, the pause feels good, and you have to get used to how that good feels. You're not trying to like push that away and resist that. And then if you translate that into a gratefulness where you're all of a sudden you're just feeling appreciation and grateful, that takes it up another notch, another level. And you're bringing more energy in on that level, right? Your body's having to take that in and assimilate that as well. And the more that grows, you're going to move into other levels of peace and all kinds of things. And so just know that does not happen the first time. It grows over time, and your body gets used to that elevated level of energy, elevated level of consciousness and spiritual energy. That's important to know.
Yeah, that's a very good point, because you will get not only comfortable with it, you'll welcome it, you'll look forward to it.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. That's an important point.
Yeah, if you're going to have an addiction, make it to that.
Yep. That's the worthwhile one.
Yeah, getting spiritual energy into your body and really understanding how to maintain it and grow it and
deal with it.
enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy it. Absolutely.
Great practice.
So hopefully this is helpful for you, and just take it and work with it. Let us know if you have questions or problems with it, but it can change your life. It really can. So
okay, so can you just say something about, I know you're okay, I want to know if I'm practicing this and I'm understanding how to take on this energy in my body. If I feel like it's too much, and this is important because I actually was asking you about this when we were offline up front. I'd had a friend ask about an experience where she had done a pranayama and taken in so much energy that it felt like it was shocking on her nervous system. And you told me that that was a time when you back off, right?
Yeah, and but that kind of experience
It's
is
totally
very
different than what you're talking about
it's
here.
different. You're not going to
Okay.
have that kind of experience from this kind of practice.
Okay.
That's from someone overdoing a very intense breathing practice.
Okay. All right, good.
I mean, when I teach pranayams, I always tell people at the beginning, I don't, I teach them to do it with consciousness and calmness, and if they feel anything, to back off, to not overdo it. I mean, that's someone who's almost, from what you told me, sounded intentionally overdoing it.
Right.
In
Well,
trying
not knowing though, because like a lot of people now, you remember, we were taught by somebody who mastered this stuff.
Yes,
you
that's
know,
true.
a long time ago, right? There's a
Right.
lot of people out there teaching this stuff that are not masters of yoga and don't understand some of these levels intimately, and don't necessarily have the answers for people who are doing the exercises that
Yeah.
they're given to do, and something happens to them and they don't know what's going on here. Like, was that a super high experience or what that was? I mean, maybe you're burning your nervous system out. That's too far. You're taking it too far. So it's important, I think, for people to understand that this is a process. It's not something you buy at the dime store for $1 and you take it home with you, and ride the pony forever. You have to work at this and grow into it.
Right. But the practice we did today is not one that should have any issues like that. I mean,
Yes.
this is a very,
it'll just grow very generically.
Yeah, it's a very calming beginning practice to do.
Okay.
So, but like she said, if you want to take your time with anything and be very careful.
Right. Okay, so that exercise, go back and do it, because it will teach you how to stay in the present moment. I talk about that a lot on my social media, practicing presence. That's an exercise you should do every day.
Yeah.
It will benefit you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep. Shedding the past, shedding the future, and just staying in the present moment. Good place to be. Thank you for that, Chris. Those are valuable lessons. Really,
Yeah,
really.
being in the now. I mean, let's expand that 5 hours to, how about 5 years at least?
Yeah. That's good stuff, girlfriend. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you. See you again next week.
See you soon.
Bye.